Thank you so much, Mrs. Goff, for coming and meeting with me today. I heard that you've been a member here for a long time and that you could help me with some things that I wanted to find out about CLC.
Okay.
So one of the things I saw was a plaque of a room that's dedicated to somebody with the name Goff. So tell me about that.
Well, that was my husband. He taught confirmation here for almost 40 years. And when he finally reached his 40th year, he had to retire because he was not able to do it anymore. But he felt very badly about it, and they decided to dedicate the Sunday school room to him. So they had a ceremony after a service one Sunday, and he was so thrilled because he got that honor before he passed.
Was it a surprise to him?
I'm pretty sure it was. It might not have been as of that day because they had to make sure
Right.
he came.
Right.
But I think it was a surprise when they told him they were going to do it.
And he taught confirmation for how many years?
40.
How did he come about teaching confirmation?
Well, we're charter members, and when the original pastor left, he decided that he was they didn't know what to do with the confirmation class. He decided he would teach it because our daughter was going into confirmation, and he wanted to make sure that she got all the same instructions and information that my older daughter got.
Oh.
So he
Continuum.
Yes. So he continued to teach it the way it was being taught, and then he was on the call committee. So he came when the new pastor came. He asked him about teaching confirmation, and the new pastor said that he would like him to stay on.
That's really a testament.
And he stayed on for 40 years.
Did they ever have meetings or anything to go over what was going to be taught in Sunday school, in confirmation?
He knew pretty much what the whole thing was worked out, the curriculum. And he studied it pretty fluently because he converted from Catholicism, and he was comfortable. They were comfortable with him teaching it.
Did he convert when you got married?
No, actually, he converted before we got married. He was in the service, and he converted when he was in the service.
What line of service was he in?
He was in the army in Germany. He was stationed in Germany. And then when we got married, I went over there to stay with him for a while.
How did you meet?
Well, he was a neighbor.
Oh, the neighbor boy.
We grew up in the same community.
So you knew each other.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Did you go to high school together?
No, he was older than me. So he went to Brooklyn Tech, and I went to Richmond Hill.
So what area did you live in then?
Glendale, Queens.
Oh. When did you move out to Long Island?
When my second daughter was 2.
What kind of work did your husband do?
He was, he started out with the phone company as an installer, and he ended up teaching marketing.
Oh, obviously this man really had a gift for teaching.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, that's really important, especially here at church. And the plaque is lovely. I had Pastor sent me a picture of it, and I was like, we have to talk about that a little bit more.
Yes.
So you've been a member here for how long?
We're charter members. 1960.
Wow. Well, I'm so glad you came to talk about things today. I understand you have a favorite hymn.
Well, it was my husband's favorite. He requested that it be sung at his funeral. So I love to tell the story.
Oh, it's a beautiful hymn. Do you know anything about the hymn itself?
Not really.
Well, the hymn was written by a woman, Catherine Henke. She was an evangelist in England. And apparently she wrote a lot of hymns. But she was on a trip to Africa, which I really was surprised about, because that was 1866. She was in Africa on a mission trip. And the travel just to get there must have been unbelievable, because that was the time of the Civil War here in America.
Yes.
And she was very ill there, and she took time and sat and wrote. So she wrote this hymn. It was actually from 2 poems. One of the poems had 50 stanzas.
Oh.
Probably when it gets to 5 stanzas in church, you hear people complaining, right?
Yes, I guess.
So now we only have 3 of the stanzas, and they're probably the best. But the music was written by William G. Fisher. And I thought that name was interesting because
My husband was William G.
William G. And the person who wrote the tune, William Fisher, he's also from England, he named the tune Hanky after the person who wrote the poem. So that's the hymn tune. I very much get interested in what hymn tunes are and how they fit into history and what they're named and everything. So that's the name of the composer of the hymn. So are you going to sing the hymn with me?
No, I'll hum along.
Are you sure?
No.
Come on. I love to tell the story of unseen things above, of Jesus and his glory, of Jesus and his love. I love to tell the story because I know it's true. It satisfies my longings as nothing else would do. I love to tell the story. I'll sing this theme in glory and tell the old story of Jesus and his love. I love to tell the story, how pleasant to repeat what seems each time I tell it more wonderfully sweet. I love to tell the story, for some have never heard the message of salvation from God's own holy word. I love to tell the story. I'll sing this theme in glory and tell the old story of Jesus and his love. I love to tell the story, for those who know it best seem hungering and thirsting to hear it like the rest. And when in scenes of glory I sing the new song, I'll sing the old story that I have loved so long. I love to tell the story. I'll sing this theme in glory and tell the old story of Jesus and his love. It's the perfect song for a teacher of confirmation. Someone who teaches confirmation with kids, they do love to tell the story and share it. Thank you for coming in today and sharing this with me.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. It's good to get to know you a little bit more too.
Thank you.